problem has got to flee with the power that comes from F-A-I-T-H. All right, help me out. Give me an F-A-I-T-H. And give me an F-A. Come on, I-T-H. You need the power that comes from it will always work for you. The blood of Jesus guarantees it's true. We're talking power that comes from F-A-I-T-H. Yeah, give me an
Let me out of here! Help! Help! I guess there's no hope. I'm stuck in here. Help! Help! I wonder where this train's going. Help! Help! Let me out of here! What am I gonna do? Help! Help!
Hi there, everyone.
Hello, boys and girls. Say, Aunt Sue, Philip Morgan seems to be in difficulty. How did he happen to get locked in a boxcar anyway? And well, has he been kidnapped?
Now, just a minute, Uncle Dan. In due time, you'll hear all about it in my story for today, called
Philip's Great Adventure.
This is another Vogue family story. As usual, Nancy Vogue is in the front room store waiting on early morning customers and straightening out the shelves before time for her to go to school. Glancing up at the clock, she is about to call her mother to take over when...
Hi, Philip.
Hi, Nancy.
Did you come to carry my books to school?
School? There isn't any school today.
How do you know there isn't?
I heard it announced in the radio. Haven't you been listening to it?
Not this morning.
Well, anyway, there's been some kind of special meeting in the teachers' call, so there isn't any school today.
Oh, goody, goody. Thanks for telling me, Philip.
You're welcome, Nancy.
It's awfully nice of you to come all the way over here just to tell me there's no school.
I didn't come for that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, did you want to buy something?
No.
Well, I suppose you want to talk as usual.
Yep.
What about?
Do you like Bert?
Bert who?
You know which Bert I mean. Do you like him?
Sure I like him. Why, don't you?
No. He's all the time getting into trouble. Why, I heard the principal say that Bert's in his office more than 10 other boys put together. He doesn't study, gets bad grades. He's just about the worst guy in town.
Well, my mother says that she thinks he does bad things to get attention. If you boys be friendly to him, he wouldn't be so bad.
Oh, I don't believe it. Goodbye.
Where are you going?
To the park to try to get a ball game going. Bye, Nancy.
Bye.
We only got 6 in a side.
That's enough to play ball. Come on, let's play.
Who asked you to say anything, Bert?
Nobody.
Well, be quiet then.
Okay.
Don't think that just because I chose you on my side, I like you. I don't. I chose you because you were the only one left.
Say, I can play ball just as good as you can.
Okay. See that you do. All right, fellas, we won the toss. We're at bat first. Sammy, you lead off.
Okay, Philip. Come on, burn it in there, Bill. What do you say, baby? Chuck it in there, baby.
Swing!
Hey!
hit!
Over the fence! A home run! Hey, a home run!
All right, Bert, you're up next. See what you can do.
All right, Philip. Hey, we can't play anymore. We haven't got a ball.
Didn't you get the one Sammy hit over the fence?
Get that ball? Not on your life. That one over the fence is to Mr. Konorski's garden. He keeps a loaded shotgun handy. I wouldn't go in there after that ball for all the rice in China.
Sammy, you hit it over the fence. You go get it.
Hey, not me. I don't want to die.
Bert, you get it.
Me?
Yes, you.
Not me. I'm allergic to shotguns.
Well, if you don't get it, you can't play in my team anymore.
Well, it don't look like any of us are going to play anymore without a ball.
I got another ball.
Well, what are we waiting for? Toss it out and let's get playing.
Okay, here. Bert, if you hit that ball over the fence in Kongorski's yard, you'll be in trouble. Now get out there and hit that ball.
Don't worry, fella.
The game continued. By the first of the fifth inning, the score was tied at 7-all.
Hey, it's your turn to bat, Philip.
Yeah, make a hit. Break that tie.
Yeah, and don't hit it over Kongorski's fence.
Yeah, if you do, we'll all be in trouble. Strike one. What's the matter, Philip? Can't you see the ball?
Hey, don't you worry. Philip will hit the ball all right.
Not with the bat on his shoulder, he won't.
Hey, strike two called.
What's the matter, Philip? You want my glasses?
Hey, be careful, Bert. You'll make him mad.
Good, then maybe you can hit the ball instead of fanning hot air.
Hey,
It's a hit.
Home run over the fence.
Over Kongorski's fence.
We're ahead 7-8.
The ball game will now turn into a boiling in oil orgy with Philip Morgan in the aisle.
Hey, that's a nice home run, Philip.
Yeah, right in the middle of Kongorski's garden.
Hey, Philip, you got another ball?
No.
Hey, has anybody else got a ball? No, I guess not. Well, that ends the game, and we win 8-7.
I think we should finish the game.
Without a ball?
Won't anyone go over the fence and get those two balls?
Not me.
I ain't going over that fence, nohow.
All right, I got a little money. I'll buy a ball. Then we can finish the game.
Hey, that's a great idea, Philip.
A new ball was purchased and the game resumed. All went well until the 8th inning, when once again the ball was hit over Mr. Kongorski's fence into his well-kept garden. That ended the game, and the boys soon broke up, each boy going his separate way. Philip headed straight for the Vogue front room store.
Oh, hello, Philip. What do you want this time?
I want to ask you a question. Does it say somewhere in the Bible that when someone slaps our cheek, we should turn the other cheek?
Well, that's about right, yes.
And an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth?
Yes,
That means a good deed for a good deed.
I guess so.
Then it also means a bad deed for a bad deed.
Well, you make it sound all right, but I really don't know.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. I wonder what Philip is up to. Something all right, but what?
The house is dark, so I guess Mr. Kongorski's gone to bed. I might make a noise going over the fence, so I guess I better go through the gate. Wow, those hinges need oiling. Better be careful, he'll hear me. Well, he's not gonna steal 3 balls of mine and get by with it. Anyway, he needs teaching a lesson. So mean, won't let us get our balls that we hit over there. What does he think his garden is, anyway? China shop? I'll teach him. Boy, this garden is pretty. Even by moonlight, the flowers and things are beautiful. Boy, I'd like to tear up the whole garden. But I'll just find one of the prettiest things and tear it up. By the roots. Say, there's a pretty bush. Beautiful. I'll tear it up, and then he'll be sorry.
Philip tried to make himself believe that he was completely satisfied with the bad deed he had performed in Mr. Kongorski's garden. On the bright new morning that followed, everything was excitement and astir when Philip reached school. A police car stood outside in the parking lot. The police officer was in the principal's office along with Mr. Kongorski.
But, Mr. Kongorski, why come here with your problem? Certainly you don't think the school is involved in the damage done to your garden.
No, but some boy is. And who that boy is, he goes here to school. By coming here, we can interview almost all the suspects at once.
Do you have an idea which boy did it, Mr. Kongorski?
Well, we have an idea, yes. And with your help, we think we can definitely establish that he didn't do it.
Soon the bell rang and classes began.
Hey, I wonder what Mr. Kongorski and the police officer want here.
How should I know?
I'll bet it has something to do with that flower garden of his.
Yeah, probably.
Somebody's at the door. Miss Bertrand's answering it.
Probably the police officer.
Yeah.
It's the principal.
Yeah. And look, he's pointing at Bert. Hey, Bert, what have you been up to now?
I don't know.
Hey, looks like you've done something. The principal wants you.
Bert, the principal wants you to go to his office.
Right now, Miss Bertrand?
Right now.
Bert's been up to something bad, that's sure.
Hey, how do you know he did it, whatever it is?
He's always getting into trouble, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's no sign he did it.
But he did, you can be sure of that.
Bert, this is Mr. Kongorski.
Yes, sir.
Last night, someone stole into Mr. Kongorski's garden and destroyed one of his most valuable shrubs. Did you do it?
No, sir.
Mr. Kongorski seems to think you did.
But I didn't, sir.
Last night, just before dark, I saw you climb a tree just outside my garden fence and look inside.
Yes, sir, I did. But I was looking for 3 baseballs we hit over the fence yesterday.
Exactly.
And you went back after dark, crawled over the fence, got the 3 balls, and destroyed the shrub out of revenge.
No, sir.
It certainly appears that you did. Why do you deny it?
But I didn't, sir.
Bert, you're always getting into trouble. Your teachers say you're unmanageable. Even the police have had to deal with you. Why should we believe that you are not guilty of this?
Because I didn't do it, sir.
I had to have you arrested once before for stealing my roses, remember?
Yes, sir.
Now, you're mad at me and you want revenge. That's why you destroyed my prize shrub.
No, sir.
Don't lie to us, Bert.
You'll pay for my shrub or you'll go to jail.
Why don't you confess, Bert? That's always the best way.
I don't know what this present generation's come.
At morning recess, Bert was still in the principal's office. As the students from Bert's room congregated on the playground, things really buzzed.
Listen, all of you. I know why Bert was called into the principal's office.
Hey, why?
And I know why Mr. Kongorski's there, too.
You do why?
Last night, someone sneaked into Mr. Kongorski's garden and destroyed one of his best shrubs, and he's mad about it.
Hey, Philip, did Bert do it?
They think he did, but, it'll be a long time before they find out who really did. I did it. I wrecked his old shrub, and I'd do it again, too, the old grouch. What does it matter if we hit balls over the fence in his garden? They won't hurt anything. But no, he won't let us have them. Well, I got even with him, real even.
Philip Morgan, do you mean you wrecked Mr. Kongorski's shrub merely because he kept 3 baseballs?
Serves him right, the old skinflint. Hi, Nancy.
Hello.
You mad at me, Nancy?
Philip Morgan, are you going to let Bert take the blame for something you did?
Bert's used to being in trouble. A little more won't hurt him.
They're making him pay 25 cents a week until the shrub is paid for.
So what?
So you ought to pay it.
Huh.
How would you feel if you had to face the principal and Mr. Kongorski and the policeman if you kept saying you didn't do it and they kept saying you did? How would you feel?
Well, I would feel bad because I'm not used to doing that sort of thing. But Bert is. He loves it.
You had your fun getting even. Now I think you ought to own up to doing it. And the kids think that, too.
You aren't going to tell on me, are you?
No, we're not going to tell on you. None of us are. But you ought to tell on yourself.
I thought you were my friend.
I am.
You're friends to Bert more than you are to me.
Poor Bert needs friends, and he'll have plenty, too. Every kid in school is on his side, unless you confess and take Bert off the hook. Come back here. Come back here. Where are you going?
Philip was confused and mixed up. He didn't know what to do. The more he thought about it, the more condemned he felt. He just couldn't face up to doing what he knew he should do to make things right.
I'll run away. That's what I'll do. I don't have any friends here anyway. Not anymore. So I might as well run away. I'll ride one of these freight cars. That's what I'll do.
I wonder how one rides freight cars. On top? No, it'd get cold up there. Think some bums ride under the cars, on the rods. But I'd be afraid to do that. There's a boxcar with the door open. I'll ride inside the car and get out when it stops. Man, it's harder to climb up in a railroad car than I thought. There. Say, this car's bigger than it looks. Almost as big as a house. And there's some straw. Bet some bum's been riding in here. Hope no one saw me get in. Better look and see if anyone saw me. There's two men coming up the track. They're stopping in each car and looking around. Probably railroad detectives. Better hide back here in the corner. I hope they don't see me. I wish the train hurry up and leave. I guess I'll just lay down and sleep till we get to the next town. Where am I? Oh, yes, now I remember. I'm running away from home and school. But I don't have any clothes, and I don't know where I'm going. Oh, well, I'll just go back home before anyone misses me. I'll just open the car door and jump out. They locked the door. I can't open it. Let me out of here! Help! Help! I guess there's no hope. I'm stuck in here. Help! Help! I wonder where this train's going. Help! Help! Let me out of here! What am I gonna do? Help! Help!
Finally, completely exhausted, Philip again went to sleep. When he woke up, he was terribly cold. He shivered in the dark.
Dear God in heaven, I'm in trouble. I've done a lot of things I shouldn't have done. I'm sorry. Please, please forgive me. Won't you please help me, dear God, to get out of here and back home? I don't want my mother and the rest of them to worry about me. So please help me. Thank you. Amen.
The next morning, in the Vogue front room store.
A customer so early in the morning. A policeman. Good morning, sir. May I help you?
Yes, I understand Philip Morgan comes in here quite often.
He does, but he never buys anything.
Did he come in yesterday?
Let's see. Yes, right after school.
Have you seen him since then?
No, sir. Is he in some sort of trouble?
Do you know where he was going when he left here?
No, sir. Say, he was angry, or at least he wasn't acting like himself.
What did he say when he left?
Nothing. He just walked out.
You haven't the slightest idea where he might have gone?
No, sir. Please, sir, is he in trouble?
He hasn't been home since last night, and his parents are worried. Thank you, Nancy.
By that night, Philip was still in the locked boxcar, speeding along he knew not where. Not only was he cold, but hungry. Each time the train stopped, Philip banged on the door, but to no avail. On the third day, the train stopped again.
Let me out! Let me out! Help! I'm here in this boxcar! No one hears me. Might as well sit down and take it easy. I hear something! Footsteps! Let me out! Help! Help!
Who's talking?
Me! Here in this boxcar! This one! The door's locked from the outside! Unlock it! Let me out!
It's a boy, and he's fainted. From hunger and exhaustion, probably. Quick, Tom, call the police. Have them send an ambulance. Hurry! What's wrong with him, Doc?
Oh, I don't think there's anything that food and rest won't cure.
Nervous strain and hunger, eh?
Something like that.
He was probably locked in that car for several days.
A poor kid. What are you going to do with him?
Do with him? What do you mean?
Well, you're a railroad detective, aren't you? And don't you usually arrest and prosecute trespassers?
Well, in this case, I'm going to hang around till he comes to, find out who he is and where he came from. Then I'm going to send him home where he belongs.
Well, he's coming out of it now.
Well, hello.
Hello. Who are you?
Well, more important, who are you? What's your name?
Philip Morgan.
Where are you from, Philip?
Centerville.
Centerville? That's a good many miles from here. How'd you get locked in that boxcar, anyway?
I just got in and someone locked the door.
You've been in there 3 days without food and water?
Yes, sir, and I'm hungry.
I don't wonder. But we'll correct that shortly. I've ordered a sandwich and milk. Do you think that'll suffice until you get a little stronger?
Yes, sir.
And while we're waiting, I think I'd better phone your parents and tell them where you are. Don't you think so?
They'll be worried, sir.
Worried? They probably have the police and sheriff and a big posse out looking for you by this time.
Maybe Father and Mother will never forgive me.
Yeah, what's your telephone number?
We don't have a phone.
Ah. Yeah, well, I'll call the police then in Centerville, and they can notify your parents where you are. And if I were you, I don't think I'd ever run away again.
I won't.
Ah, here comes your sandwich and milk. You eat while I telephone Centerville. Well, Philip, how do you feel?
Scared, sir.
Oh, now, there's nothing to be afraid of.
You don't know my father.
Oh, Philip, should I tell the conductor that you're going to stay on the train until you get to Centerville? Or can I trust you?
I've learned my lesson, sir. You can trust me.
Yes, well, I believe I can, Philip. Okay, you're on your own. Conductor!
You going to tell him?
No, Philip. I trust you, remember?
You want me?
Yes, I'm a detective for the road.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, this boy here, his name is Philip. He's going to Centerville as a guest of the line.
Yeah, I understand, sir. Better get on, Philip. We're about to leave.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, conductor. Aboard! Aboard!
Philip was true to his word. He was mighty glad that he had a home to go to, and he determined to prove to his parents that he would take his punishment like a man, if only they would forgive him. They did. The next day at school, Philip surprised everyone by suddenly standing up during opening exercises and saying,
Miss Bertrand.
Yes, Philip?
I have something to say, if I may. May I?
All right, Philip.
Well, everyone knows how Bert has been blamed for destroying Mr. Kongorski's prized bush. But he didn't do it. I did. I sneaked into Mr. Kongorski's garden that night because I was angry at him. I thought I was getting even with him for not letting us have the balls that we hit over his fence. Bert, I'm sorry. I'm awful sorry that I let you take the blame. I'll fix everything up with Mr. Kongorski and the principal. Also the police. And Bert, will you forgive me?
Sure, Philip.
Oh, good, Phil. Hi, Philip.
Hello, Nancy. How are you?
All right. How are you?
I feel all right.
I'm proud of you, Philip, and I think some good will come of it.
Good? Come of what I did?
Sure. For instance, take Bert. He's been quite a problem to his parents and teachers, just about everyone. But now I think he sees that it doesn't pay to be bad. He told me that he was surprised, and it made him feel good to realize that the kids at school were on his side for once. He realized that they want to see him treated fairly.
Bert's all right.
And you, Philip, wasn't it a hard thing to do to stand up in front of the whole class and apologize like you did?
I'll say it was hard, Nancy. In fact, I had to argue and fight with myself to do it. But now I feel great. I guess we always feel good when we do things we should. The harder they are to do, the better we feel.
Yeah.
Well, Nancy, I gotta go. Goodbye.
Good night, Philip.
because God first loved us. Jesus loved his neighbors every day. And Jesus gave his life away. Jesus loved his Father, he always obeyed. Fill us with your love and show us the way. We love because God first loved us.
God is love and he first loved us.
We love because God first loved us.
God is love and he first loved us.
Sing it! We love because God first loved us.
God is love and he loves us. Yeah.
All right. We love because God first loved us.
God is love and he loves us.
All together.
Yeah.
We love because God first loved us.
God is love and he loves us. Yeah.
We love because God first loved us. Yeah.
God is love and he loves us. Yeah.
We love because God first loved us.
God is love and he loves us. Yeah.
1 John 4:19.
Hello there, boys and girls.
Hello, everyone.
Today, Aunt Sue has a very unusual story for us. And she tells me it took place many, many years ago. Nevertheless, it's a good story, and I think you're going to enjoy it.
I called a story Orphan Arthur. Arthur has been an orphan for almost all his short life. He lives at the county home for orphans, which is right across the road from the county home for the aged. Arthur has red hair, flaming red hair. And for as long as he can remember, the kids in the orphanage have made fun of his red hair. This has made him mean and quarrelsome.
Arthur's a redhead, Arthur's a redhead. Arthur has freckles and he's mean as can be. Ha ha ha.
Take that back or I'll sock you one.
You are mean, so mean that no one will adopt you.
Is that so?
Arthur can't get adopted, Arthur can't get adopted.
I'll show you.
Miss Green, Arthur's fighting again. He hit Carlisle. Miss Green, Miss Green.
Sit down, Arthur. I want to talk to you. Arthur, you promised that you'd stop fighting, but, well, you haven't.
I try, Miss Green, but it doesn't seem to do any good.
How long have you been here at the orphanage, anyway?
Longer than I can remember, Miss Green.
And do you know why you've been here so long?
No one adopts me, that's why.
Well, why doesn't someone adopt you?
People don't like me, I guess.
It's that ugly, vile temper of yours, Arthur.
I don't get mad, except when someone makes fun of me.
Well, I guess you're doomed to live here at the orphanage forever.
Yes, ma'am.
Arthur, come here a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Green?
Arthur, I want you to meet a new boy. His name is Donny.
Hello.
Hello, Arthur. Are you my new brother?
No, I ain't nobody's brother.
From now on, Arthur, you'll be Donny's protector, his big brother.
I don't want to be his big brother.
As long as he remains here at the orphanage, you'll be responsible for him, Arthur. Show him around and acquaint him with the rules. Take care of him. He's a lot smaller than you are, and he needs your help and protection.
Oh, Miss Green.
You'll do as I say, understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Run along now, both of you. Give Donny an empty cot near you.
Yes, ma'am. Come on, kid. This is your cot, kid. This is where you'll sleep.
Where do you sleep?
Down there at the other end of the room.
I want to sleep near you.
Oh, why?
'Cause you're my big brother, and I like you.
Oh, no one likes me, kid. I'm red-headed and mean.
You are not, and I like you. I'm glad you're my big brother.
Oh, kid.
Are you an orphan too, Arthur?
Of course I am. All the kids here are orphans. Oh, what are you crying about?
I don't want to be an orphan.
Being an orphan ain't so bad, kid. Honest, it ain't.
Will you be my big brother?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Goody, goody, goody!
But only because Miss Green told me to be.
Come in. Oh, it's you, Arthur. What can I do for you?
Donny, he wants to sleep near me.
But you don't want him to.
Oh, yes. I mean, well, he is small, and he does need someone to protect him, and...
I see. Well, why don't you move him in a cot next to yours?
Because Paul sleeps there, and he won't move.
Oh, I'll tell Paul to move.
Thank you, Miss Green.
My, he's changed.
There, kid. Now you can sleep next to me.
You're a dandy big brother, Arthur.
I won't be for long, though, kid, 'cause you'll go and get yourself adopted.
What does that mean, Arthur?
Well, getting adopted is terrible. It's worse than getting a tooth pulled.
It is?
Oh, some kids like to be adopted, but not me.
If you don't like to get adopted, neither do I.
That a boy, kid. Getting adopted is where you go and get yourself a brand new mommy and daddy, and a home, and all that sissy stuff.
But I want a mommy and daddy like I used to have.
Sure you would, kid. But adopted mommies and daddies ain't like real mommies and daddies. No sirree. Why, adopted parents whip you every day, maybe every hour.
They do?
Adopted mommies and daddies are real mean, they are. And that's why I don't want to get adopted.
I don't want to get adopted either.
And there's something else, too, kid, about getting adopted. If you do get yourself adopted, you wouldn't have me as your big brother anymore.
Then I don't ever want to get adopted. I want you, Arthur.
Now you're talking, kid. I'll fix it up good and proper so you'll never get adopted. Never, never.
How are you going to fix it, Arthur?
Tomorrow is adoption day. The place'll be full of mommies and daddies trying to adopt one of us kids so they can be mean to us.
I ain't going to let him adopt me.
You bet you ain't. Not if you do exactly as I say.
Okay, Arthur. I'll do exactly what you tell me to do.
You say you think you have just the boy we want, Miss Green?
His name's Donny. He just came here from a very good home.
Donny. A musical-sounding name. Are you sure, Miss Green, that he isn't the rough-type boy? We don't want one who fights and gets into trouble and all that sort of thing.
Oh, Donny isn't that type. He's a real little gentleman.
Which one is Donny, Miss Green?
Oh, that boy over there who...
The boy who's fighting? That's Donny?
I just don't understand it. Donny isn't the fighting type.
I don't want him. Hear me? I won't have a son who fights. Anyway, I don't like the name Donny. It grates.
It worked, kid. I told you if you do exactly as I said, you wouldn't get adopted.
You're smart, Arthur.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, you're smart and pretty, too.
Say, kid, I'll be your big brother forever and ever. Just don't get adopted.
I won't.
Next Tuesday is another adoption day, but you won't get adopted. Not if you keep doing exactly as I say.
Any particular type of boy you'd like to adopt, Mr. Nelson?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Just a boy, a real He-Man boy.
We've always wanted a son, Miss Green, and now that we're about to adopt one, we want a real boy. A boy's boy.
Chip off the old block. That's what we want.
Well, I think Donnie's about the boy you want. He's on third base right now.
The one who just hit a three-bagger?
That's Donnie.
Why, I've had my eye on him ever since we came.
I'll call him in the office. You can interview him there.
Oh, no. Don't ask him to leave the game. We'll talk to him after the game.
How soon can we adopt him, Miss Green?
Well, you can take him home with you now. But in this state, it takes 6 months to officially adopt a child.
6 months, and he'll be our son. Oh, Donnie. Such a masculine-sounding name.
But Arthur, I gotta go with them. Miss Green said I did. They're going to adopt me.
Do you want them to adopt you?
No, I want you to be my big brother.
All right, then. You go with them. But you do exactly as I say, and they'll send you back here quicker than scat.
Okay, Arthur. What do I gotta do?
Well, first in the car, as they take you home, you start in and tell them all.
Well, Donnie, in 6 months you'll be our son. Our actual son.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get you a dog. All boys should have a dog.
I don't want a dog.
A cat, perhaps?
No, ma'am. I don't like cats either.
We're very wealthy, Donnie. You can have anything you wish.
Well, sir, if it's all the same to you, I'd like to have a doll.
Oh, my word, a doll.
Boys don't play with dolls.
I like dolls.
I won't have a dolly playing boy in my home. James, go around the block and head back for the orphanage.
Yes, sir.
Dear, do you think that's wise?
Miss Green said we could bring him back any time we decided we didn't want him.
I know, dear, but we were so quick about deciding we did want him. If we take him back now, Miss Green might think we're not dependable.
Well, no. James, continue on home.
Very well, sir.
Tomorrow I take Donnie back to the orphanage. Miss Green or no Miss Green. Where is he?
Up in his room.
And I'm going up and have a last talk with him.
I'll go, too. Oh, dear, I do wish he were more of a boy. Otherwise, he's so lovable.
I do sort of hate to break the news to him. He seems...
Listen.
Oh, what is it?
Listen. It sounds like Donnie's crying.
I didn't think he had enough feeling to cry.
Well, he is, anyway. I'm going in and see why. What's the matter, Donnie? Why are you crying?
You aren't like adopted parents.
We what?
Arthur said adopted mommies and daddies are mean and cross.
Who's Arthur?
But you ain't that kind of mommy and daddy at all. You're like my real mommy and daddy were.
Arthur said we'd be mean and cross?
Yes, sir.
Arthur's a bad boy. I'll phone Miss Green and have him properly punished.
Please don't. Arthur's my big brother, and he loves me, and I love him.
Oh, why did he tell you all those untrue things about adopted parents?
He didn't want me to get adopted.
Oh, I think I'm beginning to see.
Well, I don't.
Well, if Arthur really loves Donnie, I can well understand why he told Donnie all those things. It's so Donnie wouldn't want to be adopted. Grown-ups do worse things than that to get and keep the things they want.
Well, seeing as how Donnie's away from Arthur and we'll never see him again, I guess it's all right.
Donnie, did Arthur tell you to tell us you wanted to play with dolls?
Yes, sir. He said if I acted like a sissy, you'd send me back to the orphanage.
I think your Arthur is real wise.
Yes, sir. And he's pretty, too.
Do you like dogs, Donnie?
Oh, yes, sir. I love dogs.
And what else?
Oh, ponies and cowboy outfits and fishing and lots of things.
Well, Mommy, I think that at long last we've found the son we've been looking for. A real He-Man son.
So at last, Donnie is taken into a very nice home by very nice people. But what about Arthur back at the orphanage? What's going to happen to him? Shortly after Mr. and Mrs. Nelson had definitely decided to keep and eventually adopt little Donny, Miss Green, the orphanage matron, called Arthur into her office. Arthur, I want to tell you the good news. The Nelsons are definitely going to adopt Donny. Arthur, come back here. Now, what could have happened to him?
Fellows, come here. Arthur's crying. Arthur's crying.
Leave me alone.
Fellows, the red-headed toughie is a sissy after all. He's crying. He's
I'll
crying.
show you who's a sissy.
Oh, Miss Green, Arthur's fighting again. Miss Green, Miss Green.
Come in. Arthur.
I'd like to talk to you, Miss Green.
Something wrong, Arthur?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry I fought with Carlyle this afternoon.
You're forgiven, Arthur.
Miss Green, I'd like to go for a little walk. May I?
Well, I can tell you the shortest way to get there. It's a big house on Fifth Avenue, the 1100 block. The house sits way back with an iron fence around it. And the name is Nelson.
How did you know that that's where I wanted to walk to?
I just guessed it, Arthur. You're not going in to see Donny, are you?
Oh, no, ma'am. I just wanted to walk past and see where he lives.
All right, Arthur. But be sure to be back by supper time.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Green.
Arthur, you must think a lot of Donny.
I do, Miss Green. This is the block where he lives. I wonder which house it is. It must be that big one. My, it is a big house. Almost as big as the orphanage. They must be awfully rich. Guess I'll stop for a while and look through the fence. I never saw such a large yard. And look at that dog. And there's Donny. He's playing with the dog. It looks like Donny got himself a good home, and Mommy and Daddy all right. So I guess I'll go back to the orphanage.
Spot! Why don't you mind me, Arthur, it's you.
Yep, it's me, kid. Is that your dog?
Come in, Arthur. Come around by the gate and come in and play with me.
No, kid. I gotta get back to the orphanage.
You haven't got adopted yet, Arthur?
No, kid. I don't want to get adopted. I told you that.
Getting adopted is all right, Arthur.
I gotta go now.
Adopted mommies and daddies aren't mean like you said. Honest, they aren't.
Kid, I lied to you about adopted parents because I didn't want you to go and get yourself adopted. But you did it anyway.
Won't you come in, Arthur? I'll show you my room if you will.
Your room?
Yeah, I got a room all by myself. A big room. That's the window to it. See? The corner one. Won't you come in?
No, kid. Bye.
Well, don't you even want to meet Spot?
Hi, Spot. He's some dog, all right, kid. I can see that.
He's half yours.
No, he ain't.
He is, too. You're my big brother, aren't you? Well, Spot is so half yours, then.
I ain't your big brother no more, kid.
Then I'll give Spot to you. He's all yours. Spot, go with Arthur. He's your master now.
Thanks, kid, but I can't take the dog to the orphanage. We can't even keep frogs there. You know that.
Spot's yours anyway. I'll just keep him for you, and you can come here every day and play with him.
No, kid. I ain't coming back here no more.
Not ever?
Not ever and ever. You got a mommy and daddy now, and you don't need me no more.
When I grow up, I'll adopt you, Arthur. That's what I'll do.
I don't want to be adopted.
I'll adopt you anyway.
Look, kid, I'll grow up before you do. I was gonna adopt you when I grew up, but you went and let someone else adopt you. Bye, kid.
When are you coming back, Arthur?
Never, kid. Bye.
Bye, Arthur. Goodbye. Goodbye. Archie sneaked out of bed this morning.
Arthur did what, Carlisle?
He sneaked out of bed real early and dressed. Then he went somewhere.
How early was that, Carlisle?
Almost before daylight, Miss Green.
Well, thank you, Carlisle. I'll take care of it.
Arthur sneaked out of bed again, Miss Green.
Thank you, Carlisle.
Arthur got up early again, Miss Green.
I sent for you, Arthur, because, well, you've been doing things you shouldn't. At least things you haven't been given permission to do. Don't you want to be honest, Arthur, and tell me all about what it is that you've been doing and why?
I've been going for walks mornings, but I won't do it any more, Miss Green.
You wouldn't be going for walks past the 1100 block on Fifth Avenue, would you?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen Donny?
Just once. The first time I was there.
Well, now, Arthur, I don't mind if you get up early and go walking past Donny's house. I just want you to be perfectly honest and frank about it, that's all.
Yes, Miss Green.
You see, Arthur, I understand how you feel.
You do?
Sure. Everyone must have someone to love and care for. Boys and girls especially need love and affection. Donny's the first one you've really loved and who's loved you. So you just go ahead and walk past where he lives all you wish. Just let me know when you go.
I don't think I'll walk past Donny's anymore after today. What's the use? I never get to see him. It's so early, no one's ever up. Donny's got a good home now, and so why should I worry about him? He's happy, even if I ain't. I'll stop and take one last look through the fence, then never come back again. That is a big house, and there's Donny's... Smoke! Smoke's coming out of Donny's window. Must be his room's on fire. Fire! Fire! I guess I'd better run to the corner and send in a fire alarm. I have to break this glass. Now turn the key. The fire engine will be here soon. I gotta get back there and try to save Donny. He's probably still in bed. I'm glad the gate's not locked. Donny! Donny! Fire! Fire! They must all be asleep. Donny! Donny, are you up there? Maybe he's already overcome by smoke. He'll burn up. Donny! I'll save you. I'll climb up these vines to his window. Dear God, please help me to save Donny. Oh, if I'm just in time to save Donny. I'm coming, Donny, I'm coming.
All right, hurry up. Bring the hose in through here. Hurry up now. Fire seems to be centered in that room.
Hey, Chief! As I came up, I saw a boy disappear in that window.
Disappear in the window? Which window?
That one right there, where most of the fire appears to be. He must have climbed up those vines.
Men, bring a ladder over here quickly. Bring that hose, too, on the double. Someone
Chief,
up there.
There at the window. There's the boy again.
He's carrying something.
Looks like he's carrying another boy.
Yes, that's what it is, all right. It's a small boy.
There's flames right back of them. Oh, hurry up, Chief. Hurry.
Men, bring the net here. No time for ladders. On the double. Hey, boy! Boy! Can you hear me up there?
Yes, sir.
All right, now listen to me carefully and do just as I tell you to, and you and the other boy will be all right. Here, man, hold the net right here.
All right.
Yeah, higher than that. That's it. Now, boy, crawl up on the windowsill. Now, hurry up.
Stay there.
That's it. Now, easy now. I want to tell you to jump. Why, you jump right in this net, you and the other boy. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, be sure to hold on to the little boy. We'll catch you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, son, now jump.
How is Donny, Doctor?
He'll be all right, Mrs. Nelson. There's absolutely nothing to worry about.
And how about the other boy?
Well, he was burned quite badly, but he'll be all right, too, in several weeks.
I can't understand why he was burned worse than Donny.
He probably shielded Donny with his own body.
Well, yes, it could have happened that way. That was a brave and unselfish thing to do.
Doctor, could we, is Arthur well enough to receive company?
You want to see him?
If it's all right, yes.
I'll take you in for a few minutes.
Arthur, I'm Donny's adopted mother.
Hello, ma'am.
And I'm his adopted father.
How do you feel, Arthur?
All right, thank you.
Arthur, well, we want to thank you for what you did for us.
Yes, you're a very brave boy.
I didn't do anything.
You just saved Donny's life, that's all.
Donny is my responsibility. Miss Green said so. He loves me, and I love him, and I couldn't let him stay up there in that burning room.
No greater love hath any man than that he lay down his life for a friend.
Donny isn't my friend. He's my little brother.
Yes, that's exactly what he is, Arthur.
You see, Arthur, we've already talked it over. We've talked to Miss Green, and everything's all arranged.
You're coming to live with us.
You're going to be our son.
And Donny's real brother.
We're going to adopt you.
That is, if you want us to. Do you?
Do you want me to come and live with you and be Donny's sure enough big brother?
That's exactly what we want.
And you'll be my mother and father?
Your real mother
We'd
and
like
father.
that very much.
I'm sorry, but you must leave now, Mr. and Mrs. Nelson. Arthur must have rest.
All right, Doctor.
Goodbye, Arthur.
Goodbye, son. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Hurry up and get well so you can come home.
I will. Thank you, dear Jesus, for answering my prayers. Thank you so much.